This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms and opportunities for businesswomen to be seen and heard. This platform is for the women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. Come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration and monthly masterclasses for you to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. These are the platforms to hear and share the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome to the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. I'm your host, Trudy Simmons, and today I am thrilled and excited to introduce you to Nicola Foster from Retraining. Nicola, thank you so much for being involved in the book and the podcast. Please tell us about your business.
Thank you for inviting me, Trudy. It's such a pleasure. And I'm Nicola. My business is supporting couples and individuals who have got a struggle around relationships or sex. And I help them to find a kind of transformational change to address that issue and find like optimism and hope with it, because they've been struggling. So sometimes it's mismatched desire, sometimes it's like some kind of pain issue or something that's changed in their relationship, or it's been an affair or something like that. And people come to me and I help them to kind of come to terms with what's happened and find their way through it.
How wonderful. And reading your chapter, your values shine through, but you saw them, or they were seen as weaknesses in the corporate world. How did this make you respond?
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting reflecting back. You know, you can't see it so much at the time. So I guess I just was in the wrong job, you know, and I was in a kind of cutthroat corporate marketing environment, and sometimes I would try and be helpful, you know, to other departments. I'd be kind and want to support them and want to be helpful. It's sort of in my nature. And, you know, I would have bosses who would tell me, you know, don't help that department. You know, that's not going to get us anywhere. We need to trade with them something. You've given away too much. You've been too helpful, too kind. And I used to feel like I was just bad at my job. You know, I used to feel like I was a bit of a poor performer, and it kind of undermined my confidence. And now I see that my kindness and my empathy, you know, they're put to good use in my current work. But I still, you know, it's important in my current work to have boundaries. It was important then, it's still important now. So I'm not saying, you know, overgive, but
no, but I think what I read in the chapter and what I really hit me was that you learned to be colder and less emotional, and that felt more professional.
Yeah.
And in that feeling, I would think a lot of people can relate to that in that corporate world where the kindness factor is seen as a weakness in that corporate world. And then that learning that you do to be colder and less emotional, that unlearning that then needs to happen for you in your business is fascinating, I think, of what we unlearn coming out of the corporate world.
Yes. And it, you know, on a macro level in society, you know, I feel sad when I think about it, because that's happening to women throughout workplaces, whether it's charities, to government departments, all kinds of places. We're taught to be more cutthroat, a bit more ruthless, a bit more get shit done, you know. And what has that done to our world, you know, to our environment?
Well, we're still here and we're still giving with kindness, and it's still
yes, we are
tiny happy people. What drew you to moving from the corporate career to retraining in relationship and sex therapy?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to change. I knew I wanted to put my skills to different use, and it took me quite a long time to figure out how. And I know that relates, a lot of people relate to that, because it isn't easy to know exactly where to go. And I retrained as a career coach to start with, because I was really interested in how does one change one's career. I didn't cross my mind I could be a relationship therapist, you know. And then I started to think about being a therapist generally. And then I became really interested in books about relationship. I did a few personal growth trainings around relationship and sexuality. And I was so fascinated by what I was reading. I loved it so much. I just thought, actually, this is where I'm going to kind of put my focus and my energy, because it fascinates me and I don't think I'll ever get bored of it.
Oh, that's a lovely word, isn't it?
Yeah.
All our businesses could be things that fascinate us.
Yeah.
That's where the passion comes from, isn't it?
Right.
It's curiosity that
Yeah.
brings on that. Oh, that's fascinating. I'm going to start using that. I love it. What is the essence of your business now?
Well, the essence is, I was going to say kindness, following on what we were saying, but actually the essence is transformation. I think, you're actually, there's something in common. Your stories are about women who's transformed, and, my life has transformed significantly. And I'm really passionate about helping people to transform. So people come, feeling very disheartened about something, and they can leave feeling very optimistic. So it's that change, it's that growth, learning, transformation. That's the essence of my work.
And in the chapter, you talk about it being love, community, and connection. And when I read that, I thought, yeah, whatever the business that, I mean, I would say the same for my business. You say the same for your business, but that's when that like attracts like comes in, of the right people to have around you and support you. It's the values that we share. It's the ethics of our business. And if the ethics of all businesses was love, community, and connection, what a different world it would be.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And for me, the community piece, it's what makes me different, I think, to some therapists, because therapy can be a very, very private experience. Of course it is, you're working one-to-one. But I include workshops in my things that I offer, group workshops, because for me, a lot of my healing came when I had more connection in my life. I was lonely for a very long time. And actually, one of the things that happened in my transformation was building my network of female friends, of male friends, of having more people in my world who believed in me. And so I think that community is like such an important part. And for some, it takes work to build that. If you don't, like me, some people just end up living in the place they've always lived, and so they have a community through geography, but that wasn't my story. Or they have a large family, so they have community through family. That wasn't my story. So and then work provides great community, but when you leave corporate life, if that's been your community, and you don't have one, so then you have to find your community and build your community. And I think that's vital.
It is vital, absolutely. If there was one lesson that you've learned that every entrepreneur should know, what would it be?
Oh, well, that again, another neat segue. It's having support around you. I think it can be a very lonely journey, and I've been on the kind of entrepreneurial growth journey for years, and a lot of the time just trudging away on my own. And I've learned to get more support around me, so to be in groups with people that feel supportive, to have mentors that feel supportive, to not try and just soldier on alone.
Yeah. And that is the thing, isn't it? So many people feel like they have to soldier on alone. Otherwise, it's a sense of weakness, failure, all those things that we put in our own way. When you find those communities that you're a part of and you work at it, the reward is unbelievable. It's worth it.
Definitely, yeah.
What's your favorite piece of business software?
Well, that relates as well. Because it's a software tool called Kajabi, and I'm sure lots of people will have heard of it, and I chose it partly because of community. So there was another tool that I was interested in, but I didn't know many people using it, and it was cheaper. And I know a lot of people using this tool. And so I thought, actually, I don't want to be alone. I want to be in a situation where I can pop into I'm in the Facebook, there's a Facebook group for the community of people who use it. And I know, at least half a dozen people I like and respect in that group. And so I know that I can kind of, if I wanted to, I could just pick up the phone and say, look, can you help me with this? And I wouldn't feel alone in it.
Yeah. I use Kajabi as well, and was with it right from the beginning. And that sense of community that they have built you do feel like it's your piece of software. You've got a say in it.
I feel safe in it too. Yeah, like they've got there's a kind of holding in there. Yeah,
love it. Nicola, what an absolute pleasure to meet you, to speak to you, to read your story, and to hear your story today, and to get it out into the world. I can't wait for other people to read it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please like the video and click the subscribe button for this channel for more inspiration. If you're a businesswoman looking for that community that will support you and lift you up, come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration, and monthly masterclasses to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. And for even more inspiration, please go to the link under the video and get your copy of the Shine On You Crazy Daisy series of books with inspirational and motivating stories from businesswomen around the world.